Hi there, it's Jill Blanchette with Green Thumb Stampers. I'm here for a Finally Friday video on this somewhat gloomy Friday I'm filming. It's not very bright outside, so it looks gloomier than normal around me down here. I don't have a ton of extra lights on, but have no fear, you're not going to be watching me for that long anyway. So hold on and I'll show you this cool card that I came up with. Here's the card we're going to make today. And I'm going to call it a double split negative card because I'm doing the split negative technique here, and I'm doing it again up here. I'm starting with an 8.5 by 5.5 inch piece of paper. We will score that at 4 1/4 or just fold it in half. And be sure you crease that fold real good. I have 2 pieces of basic white at 5 1/4 by 4. And I have a piece of designer series paper cut to 3 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have some scrap Pacific Point. And that will be about all the paper that we need. And my ink is Starry Sky. I'm looking for it. Starry Sky ink. And I'm using my new embossing tray with basic, or Whisper White, I guess is called. Whisper White Stampin' Emboss powder is all it's called. I will go over my papers with my embossing buddy. Just this designer series paper because that's the only one I'm going to emboss on. And I'm using the stamps from Fresh Cut Flowers. I'm using just the big stamp from Fresh Cut Flowers. So I'm going to use my Stamparatus as well. I'm going to move all this out of the way. Pull my Stamparatus in. And I have put one of my white papers down. You just want to place your paper in somewhere, anywhere on your pad, the base. Hold it down with your magnets and then lay your stamp onto the paper wherever you want your image, and then close the lid down to pick up your image. And I had ink on there already, which is fine because that's right where we're going to stamp. So then we're going to ink up our image and close it down on top of our white. I've got my press tool if we want to use that to make sure we get an even coverage, even pressure along the stamp. I did not. I either did not ink over there or I didn't press over there. We're going to call that one good. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to pull in the second one. Now this one I'm going to I guess I'll do it in the same spot. I'm going to put this one down in the same spot. I'm going to ink up my flower again. We'll close it down. Put some pressure on the stamp. Open it up, and I'm going to set that aside. So now we're going to use our designer series paper that I put the embossing powder, or the embossing buddy, over to remove the static and such. We're going to use this one next. It's 3 by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to move this over one line from where I did the last one, the white, just because when it comes to my card, I'm going to indent it just about that much. So I will push my whole image over so that it fits correctly on my paper and it'll line up good. So again, I'm going to put the ink on the image. And this is going to dry fairly quick, so we don't want to take too long to make sure we get a good coverage. And and we don't want to give it too much time to dry. Looks like I got the whole image down. We're going to take it out, put that aside, bring in our embossing powder, and I'm going to cover the whole image with embossing powder. I got white, as I stated. We'll put it on the image. The embossing buddy keeps the powder from sticking where we don't want it. And now I'm going to go heat it. With this powder tray also came these cool tweezers. They have got some good grip on them, and the tips don't melt when you heat anything. So I've been using these now to hold on to my paper. They're very, very, very good. So I'm going to close up my ink, and I'm going to now take this piece and I'm going to cut it in half. And this is where we get our split negative. So we've got blue, white on blue, and then blue on white. So I'm going to cut this in half at 1.5. I'm also going to try and, if you have a paper towel or something handy, to try and buff up the paper and get the powder residue off, that's awesome. So we got our base. Now I'm going to glue on one of the white flower pieces that we did. Glue that down to my base. Looks pretty good. And now I'm going to take my the left half of this designer series paper piece, and I'm going to line that up over the top of the blue flower on the white paper. Like so. So now, if you want to stop here, this is the split negative technique. Blue on white on blue, blue on white. But I was taking it one step further, and then I'm going to take this other blue one and this other white one, and I'm just going to put some adhesive through the middle, and I'm going to line up this flower best that I can. Like so. Looks pretty good. And then I'm going to cut this off. So I'm going to get my cutter back out again. I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to go with 2 inches. I might even need to go smaller than that. I went smaller than that. Let's go 1 3/4. And then I cut that off right at the ends. So it should be 3 inches I'm going to cut this at. Nope, I'm going to go 2 3/4. And then I'm going to pull in my scrap piece of Pacific Point. I'm going to glue this piece to my scrap. Just leave a little tiny border on this one. And I'm going to cut it off. Like so. And then I'm going to pop it up on the top of here. Some of my favorite Dollar Tree dimensionals. Then we're going to line this one up. over the top. And from where I'm standing, that looks pretty good. Then I've got Happy Birthday out of my Pansy Patch set. I'm going to use the Happy Birthday in the Starry Sky. I'm going to go over to the right side of my paper because I'm going to pull it in my double oval punch because I'm better at punching with my right hand because I'm right-handed and holding it with my left. And then I'm going to punch out a top oval from some more Pacific Point scrap. And I'm going to glue the two together. This one, the ovals, I find really hard to line up between each. Oh, that one doesn't look too bad. I'll stop right there. And then I just glued this flat onto the front of my card. And there you have it, guys. The double split negative card for this week. All right, well, that was it. I hope you guys are still with me, unlike some little kitten down there that I put to sleep with my beautiful lulling voice. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'll be back again next week for another Finally Friday video. Until then, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you then. Bye, guys.